Good morning, cadets. I welcome you back for the computer science class. In the previous class, we have studied about how to write a binary file and how to read a binary file with the help of pickle module and two functions, dump for writing purpose and load for reading purpose. So before further moving to our concept of the binary file operations, there is a concept called as a absolute and a relative path, that we should have a knowledge of this, what is absolute path and what is a relative path, so that in future whenever we want to access a particular file or a particular folder in a directories, then we should know in programming how we are going to use them or access them, right? Now absolute versus relative path. Okay, this is about, okay, now to understand path we must be familiar with the terms what is a drive, what is a folder or a directory, and a files. Both folder as well as directory means same, so we should know either the meaning of the term drive or folder or directory as well as files. Let us take an example of our hard disk. Our hard disk is logically divided into many parts. You might have seen whenever you open my computer, there you will see so many drives: C drives, D drives, E drive, F drive, isn't it? They are all logical partitions. Okay, actually there is only one hard disk, but we logically divide them into form of C, D, E, etc. Okay, so the picture shows here the hard disk. There are three: C, D, E are the hard drives, and whichever pen drives and all you will move, it will take as a H drive or a some letter it will assumes. Okay, removable drive, etc. But you should know what is C, D, E. They are called as the hard drives, logical hard drives of a hard disk. Now let us see absolute versus relative path. The drive is the main container in which we put everything to store. The naming format is drive letter colon. For example, if it is a C drive, we will write C colon. If it is a D drive, we will write a D colon. Drive is also known as root directory. Since it begins there, it is a container, main container. Okay, it is called as a root. Generally in our root concept is in our tree, the root is at the bottom and the branches are up. But here the root is at the top and branches are down. Therefore, your drive letter always called as a root directory. Drive contains folders and files, and further folder contains subfolders as well as files, and files are the actual data container. Means your actually data are stored in files. Files are stored in subfolders. Subfolders are part of some folders. Some other of those folders are part of subdirectories. That is a root directory. That let us see here. Local disk C drive. Okay, there are so many folders are visible here. You can see, right? These are all are examples of folders. That is why it is shown is a folder, and this is a drive. Okay, and also of course it is available. The particular folder is created on which drive or which date and what is the size, etc. Okay, now you should have, if you go to see on your computer, if you open a particular drive, that is a root directory, what we call, it will have so many folders. Now to understand the concept of a drive, folder, a file, what is the hierarchy? Okay, please go through this the hierarchy diagram what it is shown here for your better understanding. C is a root directory, that is called as a drive, written with C colon, right? It is having further folders: sales, IT, HR, production, right? That's why the words are written here, it is folder. The sales folder is having two more subfolders, that is 2018, 2019, and further 2019 is having a file called as a revenue, and 2019 is having a file called as a sheet. Now IT is having a subfolder members. HR is having, in this diagram we don't have any subfolders or files in HR. Under production we have two more subfolders, Noida and Delhi, and Noida is having two files, that sector 8 XLS and sector 12 PPT, something like that. Okay, this will tell you the exactly the hierarchy of where the drive and under drive which are the folders, and this folder may contain subfolders, and each subfolder may have the files, right? Now to with reference to the hierarchy which is shown here, with related to this we'll try to see what is a absolute path and what is a relative path. The absolute path is the full address of any file or a folder from the drive, from a root folder, that is a root directory. For example, we'll write a drive name colon slash folder and so on, and finally we'll reach to the, so this is called as the full address of any file. What is the address of a file name means we have to give the entire drive path, right? Example, the absolute path of the file revenue.txt. Where is in revenue.txt? You see here, revenue.txt is in the folder 2018. The 2018 folder is in sales and sales is in C. That is what is written here. Revenue.txt in 2018, 2018 is in sales and sales is in C. Now similarly of sector 12, if you see here sector 12, it is a file in the folder Noida and it is under folder production and it is under C. That is what it is written, under Noida, under production and under. This is called as absolute path, right? What is a relative path? Relative path is the location of a file or a folder from the current folder. To use relative path, special symbols are used. One is a single dot, refers to the current folder, and double dot refers to the parent folder. Backslash, first backslash before dot, and double dot refers to the root folder. Let us see how the relative path, how the absolute path I have shown you here. Now similarly we will try to see the relative path in the example. Now let us see the current working directory. Suppose you are working in sales. Suppose the current working directory is sales. We want to access the sheet.xls. Then the relative address will be sheet.xls is under 2019 and dot means what? Your current work, you are not at C, you are at sales now. Okay, sales is having two folders. We are interested in sheet LX, so we will show the from current directory one dot means the next is 2019. So this is your relative path. If you mention this much, it is understood that you are somewhere in the this directory. Here suppose I want the file revenue.txt, you give revenue.txt, 2018 you give and dot. Hope you understood, right? Next, suppose your current directory is Delhi now. Suppose you are in this now, Delhi directory you are there. Suppose our current directory is Delhi. We want to access this file, okay, sec8 xls file. The relative address will be what? This is in Noida and 2 dot means what? It is your parent directory. Getting the idea? Okay, Noida, because you are already here up to the parent directory C. So you are in presently at Delhi, but you are interested in here, so you give the Noida subdirectory and a dot. Hope you understood, right? There is a way in Python also to see getting name of a current working directory, where you are in which directory. There is a OS means operating system, import OS and get CWD function, current working directory. CWD stands for current working directory. If you get a current working directory that gets CWD function, then you can print it, your current directory will be printed. Hope you understood. Okay, if you require, we will also see this while working with the Python. There we will go through in detail how to see the, so you should be very clear what is an absolute path and what is a relative path. Absolute path is your full address right from the root drive will give, whereas relative address depending on the current directory where you are, there you either you will give by the 1 dot or you will give with the help of 2 dot. Okay, that is only a theoretical aspect. Now let me move to our binary concept, right? Binary file. Already we have done what I have told you, what is a binary file, what are the modes of opening a binary file, this one, how to write a data onto that using a dump, and how to read data from a binary file using load. Further we will continue now. Now suppose I want to multiple records here, storing employees details in the binary file. Okay, suppose I want to write onto the disk. You can write the details of employees also, details of students also, details of items also, anything you take. Now you see what is the syntax written here. You just go through this. We'll execute and see or later, but now you at least see here. Can you identify the code? What is written here? We're importing a pickle. I'm taking an empty list here, okay, which will store the list of employees. Means definitely it must be a nested list, right? In that each element is further list. Each element is further list, right? So let us take empty list. I will demonstrate you on the editor how it is in an empty or a nested list it will be. First let us open in a write binary file, give the name of the file, open a file handler is F. Just to enter into the loop, there are two ways of entering into the loop. Either you can write while true, or you can write take a variable a character. Then if it is just to enter into the loop, we are initializing the value of answer. Then if the answer is Y, means it will enter inside. Then you will store the employee number. You will enter the employee number. You will enter the employee name. You will enter the employee salary. And this append we are going to what? This list we are going to append enum, name and salary, or this list you can store in some rec, mprec and append mprec. That also you can do it. That is not a problem. Now input add more records. If you press Y, it asks for the next record. If you write no, or if you press no other than Y, anything if you type, it comes out. Then it will dump. This is the syntax, pickle dot dump. Here it is a structure comma file handle and close. When you execute the program, you can see here enter employee number, enter salary. Only employee and salary we have given. Employee number, name and employee number, employee name and salary. Add more employee number, name and salary. Add more employee number, name and salary. Add more employee number, name and salary. Add more records. No, it will come out. Okay. So here unpickling I have gone. This output we are not shown here because output cannot be shown after writing because it is stored in a binary file. Only way to get this is you have to read from the using a load function of unpickling. Then only you can what you have written that will execute the program and see. Okay. Similar one more example here written here. How we have written about an employee, we have written about a student. I was telling you the example. Okay. There it was taken emp list, and here we have taken a record or a student employee you can take. While true, I told you here answer equal to Y. You like that also, you can write while true. Go on, add entering marks. You can store in a particular record. That record can be appended to your main record. Hope you are understanding. Okay. Now input, do you want to enter more records, yes or no? If you press, it comes out of loop. When it comes out of loop, all your records are written onto the hard disk, that is dumping. Okay, that also we will see, execute and we will see, not to worry. Now here you can see now what is this, another example. This example, how to read it, very simple. Use the same file name, you would original write, load it and print it. So all the records of the students are written, displayed. This is example. This is the same way you can write it. Here some other logic is used here, try and accept. If you want, you can use that. Otherwise, very simply you can open it like how you have written here, yes equal to pickle load. Similarly, you can write temp equal to pickle load dot f, and you can one by one you can write it, right? That is what the loop is used here. Hope you understood. Or you can simply use the try and expect. Try means as long as your list is containing the members, it keep on loading, reading. It's keep on reading. The moment it becomes empty, it comes out here and breaks out. The same thing what we have done here, right? here simply it will read all the records and it will print, right? Now this is a formatted output. Before that, if you want any one example of writing a multiple records, we will see it, right? Writing a multiple records in the on the disk, and as well as for that we need to go to where our ideal, right? So here let me show you what is the list. Okay, I told you nested list concept. You should have a nested list concept so that you can understand how the multiple records are written as well as read. Now what I will take is, now here I will take as a student is a, okay, small cases I will write student is a list. Okay, now I will write S1 equal to some list. I will write here, that is student roll number, or student roll number comma name comma marks. Let me list this. Now what I will do, stud dot append the value of S1, that record I will write. Now I will write print stud. Okay, let me see what it will display. Can you see here nested list? Can you see here nested list? Initially stud was empty, but you have added one element in that, which is also a list. Now add one more. Let me take S2 equal to roll number 2. The name is BBB, right? And the marks is 78, right? Now to your existing stud, I will append this also, the name S2. Let me print and see the student now, what it will show. Now can you see the two records here, two sublist, the meaning of which is stud is a nested list in which each element is a list. Getting the idea? This is how the multiple records are written on the disk. If you want, take one more. Let me have roll number 3 and the name is CCC, and let me the marks as 45. Let me append that once again, student dot append the value of S3 na, record number 3, enter. Now print and see your student list. You will get all the 3 records. Hope you understood now. Now can you tell me, suppose if I write like this, print print stud of 0 0, what it will print? Anybody can tell me? Can you at least think it? Okay, out of these 3 records, as you know, the index of this list sublist is 0, it is 1, it is 2. What I am making to 0 means first record, 1 means this record, 2 means this record, right? 0th record may I am interested in 1, that is 0, first element. Let us see that. Now 1 it is printing. Similarly, if I write print, I am interested in the third, the 2, in that I am interested in name, right? Okay, here it is showing 1, right? Now see what it will print. 0 1 2 means this record, in that I am interested in 0 1 means in the name. This is how you can access the elements stored in the list. This concept already you know it, right? Now let us write a record now. Okay, at least we will write a record. For that I have shown you here in the this one. Here I have shown you how to write. Shall we write this? Okay, this one will write and will read it very simply. Okay, okay, now let me go open a new file. Let me write a function called as write, so that I can call it later. Okay, what was your step now? While creating, you have to open now. So file handle F equal to open binary file about student. It is, I will write stud stud dot binary file bin, I can give it any extension you can give, okay, comma, and which mode, write binary mode, right? This is your file handle. It is very clear now. You want to write a data on stud.fin, which is external file, and f is an internal file. Okay, now what you have to do, as I told you, you take stud as an empty list, okay. Then what you have to do, while true, simply you can write if you want, or character y equal to you can take, and you can continue with that also. What all I want to enter about a student, I want to enter a roll number, then I want to enter a name, then I want to enter a marks, simple thing, okay. Now equal to int input, enter roll number, enter roll number, right? Here I had to give one more bracket, I should not commit the mistake, right? Enter input roll number, right? Okay. Similarly input, enter, it is a string, na? Enter name of the student, right? Marks, you can take float also, you can take int also. Let me take it as int input, enter what, marks, right? Enter marks. This I have done. So all the three are entered. Now if you want, you can store on a record or separate list. You can store here like data equal to data equal to list my, you can store rnum entered, comma, name entered, comma, marks entered. So all you are stored in the list. Now what I will do, stud dot append the value of your data entered, right? Keep on appending it. Now furthermore, student, you want x base, what is it showing, append dot data, na? What is this, student dot append data? What is the logic? Exactly the same thing, no? How we have append data only, record equal to, what is the problem there? Okay, let us check what a problem it is showing. So stud equal to append data. Now what I will do here, option choice equal to enter input, add more records, just ask the question, okay. If you press Y, it continues. Now you have to see if your ch is equal to or not equal to Y, because okay, you can check here is equal to n, then you want to come out, break to come out from the loop, then when you come out, what you have to do, man, under the while loop, what you should write, now you have to dump, no? For dumping we need pickle, na? Yes, import pickle, right, module. Now using the pickle, what you should write here, what was the syntax, remember how to dump it? So pickle dot dump, the structure is in student, right, comma, the file handle is yeah, you just write it, written or not, program is executed or not, you just print a statement, data written successfully, just for our this message will display or not, we'll see. Come out, let us call the write function, okay. Now let me save this If any errors comes, we will see that. Bin file records, bin file, binary file writing, okay, binary file writing. Let me run that. That is what it was showing. Data equal to run name and marks. Okay, data list I have not taken anywhere. I should tell data is also list, no? You see here, record data is not required, comma. That you can record while true, record. Okay, any alignment problem there? Data here, I think this one is missing, right? Input, let me save and run. Okay, here I have done a mistake. Save and run. Data written successfully. Okay, enter roll number 1. Enter roll number 1. Name as Satish. Marks is 67. I want to continue. Enter roll number 2. Name is Raju. Marks is 46, 45. I want continue. Roll number 3. Name is Mahesh. Marks is 89. No, only 3 records. Data written successfully. Absolutely fine. Now I have to see that file. Open. What was the name of the file I had kept, man? .bin, na? All will see now here. Where is my file? What is student, na? Yes. Student bin. Somewhere it was there, na? Here. Stud bin. Why it is taken this one, man? Cancel. Okay, let me see in my program what was the name of the file I have kept. Stud.bin. Okay. Let me give it as a stud.dart file. Bin means it is taking some other this one only. Save, run. Okay, once again 1. Name is RRR. Marks is 66. 2. U. Run once again. I should not make gadbad here, right? Let me run. Okay, peacefully I have to enter 1 RRR. Then marks is 55. Add more records. Roll number 2. Name HHH. Okay, marks is 54. Add records. Roll number 3. Name is TTT. Okay, then marks is 90, right? I don't want N. Data written successfully. Now I have to search for my file. What was the file name? Stud.dart, na? Let us open all the files. Stud.dart. Okay, dart file. Let me open this directly. Encoding. Okay, some color format it is showing here, which are not readable. The only way is to read, right? Now what I will do now, okay, I will not call the write now. I want to add the logic what was available here. Just we can see now. Okay, in the next slide it was there. Only you write a function and open the file, and print it. That much will check whether it is written successfully or not. So therefore what I will do here, I will write one more function here. Def read function colon what you have to do, f equal to file handle open stud.dat, right, comma rb, right? I should write in rb. Hope you understanding, right? RB. Next, what you have to do? You have to structure emp equal to student equal to student, s equal to, I will take s equal to your pickle dot load, s equal to pickle dot load from the handle f. Okay, now let me write print the yes, right? Let us see what it will print. Afterwards we can put a loop and we can do that. Now I will call read function. Okay, this def function is there, but it will not call only because we have made it a comment. Let us see it will read or not and it will display or not. Okay, let me save this, run. See, it has displayed here. Now I don't want in this format, means what I should do? Each line I want to print means what I can do? Directly don't print, you put a loop here for I in yes. For I in S, print I. Every line it will print. So don't print like his one. One record at a time I want to print. Save it, then run it. See, like this it has printed. No, I don't want like this. It should print properly, like roll number and all. Then in each load, what you have to do now here, directly don't print. What you do here, rnum equal to I in I of first record 0, store it. Then your name equal to first record 1. Okay, then what name marks na, marks equal to your first record of 2, right? Now what you have to do here, you print your roll number, print your roll number, comma name, comma marks. Some mistake I have done right here na, marks. Now let me check every time it will print or not within the loop. Let us see now. Save, run. Yes, see, your all records are printed. First record name, marks, first record. So however you want, you can access it and print it. This is what written successfully, we have read successfully. Okay, today at this point of time we'll stop here our program. Okay, we'll continue in our next class further on by operations on